Welcome to my channel. My name is Brooklyn. So welcome back. Welcome. This could be your first video. Today I'm going to be doing another tutorial and I'm going to be doing the smoky eye. I'm just doing like a black and white smoky eye look with a bright red lip because someone in the comments recommended it, so I was like, oh, that'll be really fun. And I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. I just wasn't feeling like filming, and today I just was like, oh well, let's get it over with. So you can skip ahead if you would like to just see the eyeshadow, but I will be doing my entire face. So that's all that I have to say, so we can get straight on into the video. But before we do that, I just want you to give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe by hitting the red bell and hitting the notification bell. And leave a comment down below. You can really comment anything. And so let's get straight on into the video. Let's go. The first thing I start off is moisturizer. I'm using the Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturizer and then the Glam Glow Moisturizer. All I'm doing is just using these two moisturizer and just rubbing them in with my fingers all around my face. So the next thing I use is primer, and I'm using the Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer from Ciate London, and I'll just use it the same way I use my moisturizer, rubbing it in with my fingers. Next up is foundation, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way medium to full coverage foundation in the shade Pearl, and I'll just be adding a few drops onto the bottom of my beauty blender and just blending that into the face. If you see me look like how I'm looking now, I am looking at my mirror, so if I'm not looking straight at you, that is why. So yeah. Now I just get a tiny bit more and just add that onto my neck. Make sure everything is blended down. Next is concealer, and I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape and the shade Light Medium, and just putting that under my eyes, just anywhere that's kind of darker areas, so like under my eyes, chin, mustache kind of, and a tiny bit on the forehead. Just gonna blend that in with the same beauty blender, but the other side. So using the bottom on bigger areas like forehead and chin, and using the pointy side under my eyes. And next I'm going to use this e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in the shade Light Peach, adding that anywhere I just want an extra highlight, so under my eyes. Almost everywhere that I put that concealer, just not a lot, so it doesn't make me too white. real quick, using the Kat Von D setting powder, I'm just gonna set all of my makeup in place and then bake a little bit. So I'm gonna bake you bake by getting a lot of powder and just pressing it under the eye or anywhere that you want to kind of brighten and make set real quick. So I do under the eyes, I do on my chin and on my forehead. Take a little bit here. It's good if you like tap it into the cap. Then you press in, and then wherever you need to put that powder, you can just go in with it. And I'm using the pointy side so I can get like defined edges and everything. Then you can just like, you can also use a powder brush, but I think it's easier to use a sponge. And then with the excess powder, you just tap that everywhere else. So now we're gonna start on the eyes right when I put all my makeup. Keeping the powder on, we are gonna start on the eyes, and then we can work on the face products after you're all set and baked in place. So first, to start off, is I do my eyebrows, and I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Soft Brown. So I'm just gonna zoom you in real quick. What you do to begin with is just start by brushing your brow hairs upwards. And now, taking the actual pencil, you're just gonna trace, starting by the arch of your brow, you just trace how you want it. And you just start with the bottom side. And then just brush that up to help blend. And then you do that with the top side too. So now you can kind of extend your brow however you would like to, and then do the front of your brow however you need to, and just drawing tiny hairs going upwards to kind of fill in the top. Anywhere kind of sparse areas you can just fill in. And that's one eyebrow all complete. I'll do the other one off camera and get back to you when I'm done. So now I have both brows done. I'm just gonna clean it up. So last video, if you saw, I cleaned it up with concealer. In this video, I'm gonna clean it up with eye primer using the Unique Mid-Stroke eye primer. Just add a little bit to the back of my hand. Whoops, dropped my brush. And just using a flat top concealer brush. If you wanna know, this is the Morphe 410 brush, and that's how I'm just gonna clean up my brows. And it's best to use a light eye primer that's actually like tinted a little color, because if not, you won't really be able to clean up your brow. So the primer potion from Urban Decay would not be the best option, but you can also use concealer for this. I'm just using an eye primer just because it'll make it go by faster. And then any excess you can just put on the eyelid. And same on the other side. And then any excess eye primer on the eyelid. Okay, so now taking this just really flat, like blending almost brush, it's the Morphe 173 brush, just gonna blend in the eye primer. And just to make sure, I'm just gonna tell you, we still have that powder on. You see that? so just keep the powder on. It might feel weird on your face, but we will help. And you don't have to keep the powder on. You can wipe it off after a little bit. You don't have to bake. Like, it's really just up to you. Now it's time for the eyes. So I'm using the LA Colors palette with like a white, a gray, and a black. But if you just have a white, a gray, and a black in a different palette, it'll work too. So to start off with, I'm going to be using this M441 brush, so Morphe 441 brush, a Morphe M441 brush. They are all M's in the beginning. And just taking that white, I'm just gonna kind of set all over my eye. And then getting a little tiny brush. This is an M431 brush. I'm gonna take that white and kind of highlight the inner corner and the parallel bone. And really just putting that everywhere. And more like, almost like as a transition shade is where we wanna put that. So now, this isn't really anything. It came in my Ipsy bag. It's like and it looks like an E60 something. It looks like an E62 brush, which is actually meant for nose contour, but that's what it looks like, and I'm going to be using it on the eyes. And I'm going to take this gray middle shade and just put that on the outer corner. And then in the crease. Just doing that on the other side. And now I'm gonna take in M433 and mix the white and the gray to just blend everything together. Just a fluffy blending brush, just blend all those shadows together. Now taking in M456, this one's dirty, but it's okay. I'm gonna go in the tiniest bit of that black, tap it off, and just go right on that outer corner. And drag it a tiny bit up into the crease. But you want to go small and build it instead of like starting big and blending, because if you were to do that, black is the color you can't take away. Like, if you have it, it's done. Make sure it's all blended. And so now with any big brush, I'm just going to take an M441 brush. I'm going in with a little bit of the black, tiniest bit, just blend it all of that together. Got it. Making sure they're both even. Then on the other side, taking a little bit of the gray, blending them together. And then just taking a little bit of white right on top, making sure everything is blended nicely. So last but finally not least, when we're done with the eyeshadow, I'm going to take an M166 brush and gonna take a little bit of that white and just pop that right in the inner corner to like the outside. To like the middle, not outside, but middle like that. So now that is it for the eyeshadow. Next, I'm just gonna take this. This is the Ico eyeliner. I'm just gonna draw a line. And just gonna do that on the other side. And you can do a little wing. I'm not going to, just so I don't mess up the eyeshadow. So that is it for the eyeshadow and eyeliner. Next is up for like lashes and everything, and I'll get to that like right for lashes. The first step I'm gonna do is just to curl them. And so next I'm going to be using the Bad Gal Bang mascara from Benefit. Just and this mascara just makes you look like you have false lashes on, but doesn't give you the struggle of trying to put on false eyelashes. And just putting them on my lower lashes too. Okay, and so I'll use another mascara too, and this is the Dose Maximum Volumizer Mascara. So I use like a lengthening and then a volumizing mascara, but I just used this one on my top lashes. Okay, so now we'll start on like actual face stuff. So the first thing I'm gonna use is just also this brush came from Ipsy, and it says Sigma 102 brush, and just wipe away all that powder. Most of the powder should be set into the skin, which that means you'll know that your makeup's gonna be lasting all day long. Next, I'm gonna be using the chocolate Soleil bronzer from Too Faced. This bronzer smells and tastes like chocolate. Like it tastes really good. I'm not encouraging you to eat it, but it tastes good. And I'm just gonna use that to contour my face. Taking a bigger fluffy brush, just kind of contouring my forehead a little bit more. And by the way, that was an M527 was the big fluffy brush, and the M405 was the really like kind of small one for contouring. And then using an E62 brush, just gonna contour my nose. Okay. Next is blush, and I use an E4 brush for this, and I use the Alternative Rock in the shade Bare Minimum. It can be used as an eyeshadow or a blush. I do use that as a blush because it's a really nice kind of peach and mauve shade. Just putting that on like the apples of my cheeks. And I do dip in quite a lot. And I like the summer thing, so I put that like forehead, nose, but just a tiny bit. And then last but not least, so we can end the face off using an M501 brush, which is this black brush. It should be a little bit more tape, but I've been using it for a long time. I'm going to be using the Mini Contour D Force Mini Highlighter in the shade 01 Champagne by the company Sugar. This came in my Ipsy, so if you can't find it, that might be why. So just my cheekbones, above my brow, Cupid's bow, chin, and then
Taking this brush.
This is an M431 brush. Just gonna highlight my nose. So you do the tip, and then a little line, like an exclamation point. Perfect. And if you wanted to add a little bit more of an inner corner highlight, or whatever, you can do that. So finally, it is time for my lips, the lipstick, whatever you're gonna call it. And I'm using this Unique Splash liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Stubborn, which is a bright red shade. I'm kind of scared because when using bright red shades, they can have a really bad effect of staining your lips and then not being able to come off. So we're just gonna pray. So yeah, just gonna apply that as a lipstick, and it might not be close or whatever. I'm just really trying not to get this anywhere. Oh my gosh, this is so scary.
If it were to happen and you get lipstick somewhere you don't want it,
All you have to do is get some concealer and clean it up. So I'll show you. I'm just going to be using this concealer, add a tiny bit to the back of my hand, using the flat top brush we used to clean our eyebrows with. Just kidding. We're going to be using an M224 brush, which is this brush, and just using a little bit and just gonna clean up wherever you made a mess. So just a little bit in the back of your hand. I really made a lot of messes. Now that I'm looking really close at it. So like, and then I just use a kind of like a dry beauty blender to blend that in. Just be careful blending it in, because you could smudge it and that would not be good. You can also use your finger or like a little brush, like the one you use your eye primer, fits perfectly. Okay, and so that is this makeup look all complete. The thing you would do is spray yourself with some setting spray. This is the same setting spray, the Touch Behold one from Unique. Just hold it a little bit away, give your skin a shower, and then you can take a wet, you could take a dry, just like a beauty blender or something, and just press all of that makeup into the skin, just real quick, and that is it all complete. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And if you would like me to do any more videos, or if you have any more recommendations, please leave a comment down below, and make sure you follow my Instagram and my Snapchat. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye.